Hi, and welcome to episode 44 of Tennis Volley Talk with Brian Danielson. Hey, today is actually, the day before Thanksgiving, as everybody will know by the date that I put it up. And I just wanted to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving coming up tomorrow. And I hope that everybody has a good time and eats all the good food that they can and don't overstuff too bad. Other than that, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Also, I just want to make a mention a couple episodes ago. I just want to make an amendment that I was talking about the year-end championships for the women, and the women were playing in Cancun and the men were playing in Acapulco. I got it reversed. So actually, the women were playing in Cancun. So for the year-end championships, and I said it was Acapulco, but it was not. So I do apologize for that. But if anybody caught that little mistake, if they did, I just want to let you know, and I just kind of set the record straight on that particular thing that happened on that thing there. And also, with just now recently this last weekend, I just want to have and say my congratulations to the year-end championships and the man that keeps on playing like the Energizer Bunny, Novak Djokovic, actually then won the year-end championship. It's his seventh time winning it, over 6-2 Roger Federer, I believe. But then he beat Jannik Sinner 6-3, 6-3, just literally just kind of dismantled him and won the year-end championship. So congratulations to Novak Djokovic at 36 years young. Showing those young kids and those young bucks, yet he can still do it. One, at the year end in the ranking. So, he was actually the number one ranking for over 400 weeks, which really is about a little over 7 years that over the course of the period that he stayed number one. Over those times that he was number one, ended up being a little over 7 years. So that's a big an accomplishment right there for Novak. Also, with that, it's his 71st title, and that's really actually combined of tournaments that he's won, Grand Slam tournaments, and even the Olympic gold that he ended up winning at one time in the Olympics. So, that's a combined time total titles of 71 titles that he has won in that respect. Now, with the year-end championships, just a little tidbit of information that he ended up pocketing payday was around for the time that he played there that week was $4.41 million. So, there's just a little pocket change there for him to buy a few cars or something. Who knows if he wanted to. So, with that, I also wanted to just also say that either men and women in that respect, how many weeks that they were combined in number one, men and women. Of course, number one is Novak Djokovic. He spent 400 weeks at number one. Number two is actually Steffi Graf, and she was at 377, not too far behind. And number three was Martina Navratilova with 332 weeks at number one. Serena Williams was 319 weeks at number one, and then Roger Federer followed that by 310 weeks at number one. Now, Novak, he keeps showing how good he is. And if Rafa Nadal comes back and plays, will he win any more titles? And could he beat Novak now? That's the question. I don't know. But that's a good question to ask yourself, and let me know in comments and what you think when Rafa comes back. Will you like to see Rafa come back for his farewell tour? And he's a couple of years older than what Novak is. So, Novak has, maybe a few more years yet. Might be playing until he's 40 and still showing most of the field who's really good yet. Still in the tournaments, and can get pretty far in tournaments still. But anyway, with that, other than really Carlos Alcaraz, that might then contend with Novak Djokovic later when he becomes more rounded player. Not saying that he isn't already, and he can beat many good players out there, but Novak just seems to have his number right now. But he's probably going to be the one that can, contend and be the number one guy, or the guy that everybody wants to try to beat later on with that. So, just kind of throw it out there. Now, you YouTubers, just be sure and go to my YouTube channel, Tennis Volley Talk, and like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments what you think, what I should be doing. If you like what I'm doing, you podcasters, Racket of the Day will be coming up. You're going to be hearing about Racket of the Day. And also, if you want to see what I'm talking about with Racket of the Day, then by all means, you can certainly go to my YouTube channel, Tennis Volley Talk, and then take a look at what I'm talking about with the racket that I show here on YouTube. But podcasters, be sure and like and follow and subscribe also. Always would like to do that, have that happen. Let me know one way or the other. Comments. Any comments are welcome to. If you like what I'm doing, the tidbit of information that I give you with the racket of the day and all that, it would be kind of nice to be able to do that. Other than that, just kind of a more or less the thoughts on what do you think about Novak Djokovic still being as good as he is and winning the year-end championships too over the field that he had. I think he ended up playing Carlos and beat Carlos too rather handily. He knows what he needs to do, and he executes it, and people don't like him playing him because he's just he runs them ragged if they try to attack. He just knows how to hit the ball and hit it good enough where he can win a lot of tournaments with that too. With that, so just I hope that any kind of a comment that you think if Rafa comes back, couldn't he beat Novak in a tournament? Or maybe his best shot possibly could be the French Open, because that's where he won most of his tournaments. Rafa did, winning the French Open, and he's very good on clay. So a lot of people just don't like to play Rafa on clay. Let me know that comments, and let me know what you think about the Rafa coming back and the rivalry that can start back up again between Rafa and Novak Djokovic. And with that, I just wanted to say and let you know also with this for you YouTubers. Be sure and follow and like and make a comment on my YouTube, what you like. And if you like Racket of the Day, I like doing Racket of the Day because you get to see a lot of my rackets that I have behind here, that I show you the racket and some talk about and let you know something about some of the manufacturers out there too. So, later on, possibility that I will try to get a hold of one of the older manufacturers, if I can do that, and find somebody in like a historical society, or the manufacturer itself, if it's still around, if somebody that started it or knows a little bit more of the history behind it that I can get a hold of. I might do a phone interview that way, which would be probably kind of a nice phone interview to hear something about that from old-time manufacturer that used to make the old rackets back in the day, 1920s, 30s, 40s, if they're still around, if I can find it. But that would be a good one to actually have a phone interview with on that. So with that too, I want to now kind of bring up with you on that. The racket of the day today is really probably, this racket here is probably in around the actually Chelsea. Actually, it's called the Chelsea racket, it looks like, or that could have been an stenciled name of somebody who owned a Chelsea. But anyway, this racket is probably in the late 20s, all the way up to the 30s or early 30s, mid 30s for this particular racket. Now, this particular racket is actually from the manufacturer, and it's a very good racket still. For the age of, from the 20s to mid 30s is probably when it is from, with this racket. Now this racket happens to be, it's called the EI Horseman racket manufacturer that came out with this racket back in the day here. Now, very interesting about the EI Horseman company of that nature. But you podcasters, if you want to take a look at this racket and what I'm showing you of this particular racket today, you can certainly go to my YouTube channel, take a look at it, and called Tennis Volley Talk on YouTube. You can certainly take a look at it. You're going to be hearing about it, and the old cat or cow gut strings that are on it, kind of the character of it, keeping them broken. You just want to keep them that way. But a very old racket, still nicely conditioned racket. Of course, the no leather grip and the whole big heavy handle that is the grooved handle to grip it better back in the day, beveled. And then the concave racket throat with that, and just a very good nice old racket here by EI Horseman company that manufactured them. So yeah, very good racket. And you YouTubers, if you like that, just let me know. Comment, like, subscribe. Let me know if you like that. But I like showing them because they're very, very old, very nice to be able to have and show the rackets that I have. So, racket of the day for you YouTubers, and then also racket of the day that you get to hear about with you podcasters. But if you want to see what I'm talking about, go to the YouTube channel, Tennis Volley Talk, and you can get to see what I'm talking about with the racket of the day. Now, with that, what I was saying about the EI Horseman company, it was named after Edward Eisman Horseman, born in 1843. He was an entrepreneur that took advantage of the popularity of archery, and then croquet and bicycling and lawn tennis back in the day. Back in the late 1800s, is in around that time. With that. In 1880, he was producing board games and box games such as Tiddlywinks, that he was producing those. And then in 1900s, the company was selling hundreds of thousands of items. In addition, E.I. Horseman produced a series of easy-to-use cameras, of all things, boasting in the ad that it came out in the newspapers or magazines that it came out in that time, that boasted that it even a child 10 years old could make pictures for them or whoever they were taking a picture of. So that was in existence way back then. But also such cameras that they came out with back then are a very collectible camera to the camera collectors out there. So boy, if you have one of those, that's really a good get. If you camera guys have one of those from E.I. Horseman Company, they're easy made to use cameras, very much sought after by the collectors of that time, of the camera collectors of today. Now, Edward Horseman, he passed away in 1927 at the age of 83. So he did live quite a long time with his and doing the manufacturing business and of all and every what he did in producing and like promoting the tennis rackets and whatever he did promote the games, the board games, and also in the 1900s, also many he did and manufactured parachutes as well. He also opened a toy company in 1865 that made teddy bears and dolls, of all things. But EIH and Horseman was the first American manufacturer of lawn tennis rackets for the mass market in 1880. Horseman, according to documents, though, June 15th, 1878, Horseman was still only selling imported rackets from England or Ireland or wherever the rackets were overseas at that time, but they were doing that in around June 15th, 1878. Horseman was still, like I said, selling the imported rackets. Opens the possibility, though, that leaves open that the earliest they could have made their own rackets was 1879 back then. But that's just a little bit of the history of E.I. Horseman that did manufacture or sold this racket. Probably was one of the ones that they made back back then, as early, like I said, as early as 1878, they started making their own rackets. So this is one of the rackets that they actually did make, I'm pretty sure, out of where it was. So, yeah, just kind of a nice, very interesting tidbit about the E.I. Horseman Company. And if you did like that and like the racket, be sure you YouTubers subscribe, like, and follow. Make comments what you like. I like doing this because it's fun to do, and it's like showing this to you, a little bit of tidbit of just kind of different information that way. If you like the phone calls that I do, doing the interviews that I do, like last week's interview, I hope that more people take a look at that, because talking to somebody that was a head tennis Hall of Fame in Newport, Rhode Island was really, really an interesting and nice podcast to do, and talk to him and let you listen to and hear what he had to say and give you some rich history of the Tennis Hall of Fame too. So with that, I just want to let everybody know this week, thank you for watching. And then this week, get out there, and I'm sure that there's still playing tennis outside somewhere. So get out there, play outside if you can. Time to move indoors for a lot of people. But this week, everybody have a nice week in playing tennis, and everybody have a nice Thanksgiving coming up for tomorrow. And everybody have a nice week. And thank you very much for watching Tennis Volley Talk. And you YouTubers, be sure and subscribe, like, and comment. As far as you podcasters, then you're going to hear what I'm saying with this. And also, if you want to take a look at what I'm talking about, please feel free to go to there on my YouTube channel, Tennis Volley Talk, and take a look at the racket that I'm talking about. So let me know either way with the podcasters. Let me know in comment, or let me know in a comment if you see the racket, if you came over to the YouTube and took a look at the racket that I was talking about. So I like doing that, covering both of you guys. It has been fun for me doing it and doing the research. And I just, everybody have a great week. And I thank you very much. And have a great week. Thank you.